Song is called Drop Dead Legs, 1984 by Van Halen. Reminds me an awful lot of my wife when I met her. Hi, hi, hi. She was wearing a mini skirt. Actually, she was not wearing a mini skirt, but she was wearing a skirt attached to whatever you women wear that turns into a skirt. I don't know. Sexy time. It was awesome. Drop Dead Legs. Shananani has that. I can't even get her to look. She won't even budge a look at my way. That's all right. She how's that snow, Bill? That snow sucks ass. Dude, I woke up to a white Christmas. It's early November. It's cold as ball. No. It's cold as ice cubes. There we go. That was no. It wasn't good, dude. It wasn't. I didn't have to snow blow my driveway. That's funny. In Michigan, you can mow your lawn 2 days ago, which I did. And technically, I could have, had enough snow fallen, snow blowed my driveway today. Only here in the Midwest. Sucks ass. But we love it. We like it. Anyway, how are you on this Friday night? Raining cats and dogs over by you, Robert Nizawa. Very nice. That's better than snow, my man. Ray, the Rebel Live. Finally, I'm still awake. I like the name of your channel, dude. That's cool. What's up, Headless? What's up, bruh? Robert Nizawa, what's she doing? I'm quite confident she's rolling her eyes at me. Probably numerous times. That's, yeah. But right now, she's stepped out for a moment and catching her breath to say, probably pulled out a compact mirror to look in it and go, what am I doing with this guy? What am I doing with this fucking guy? It only took her 26 years to figure this out, but if I'm going to let my mind do the talking, I figure that's what she's probably doing. I could be wrong, but she may have been doing this, for the better part of the last 25 years. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with my friend. So I'm wearing my colors today. Michigan. Give her an aloha from me. I absolutely will. Robert Nizawa, as soon as she resurfaces on the side of the compound of Bill Mish, she's on the other side of the compound here, which, as soon as she resurfaces over here, I'm going to give her an aloha. Yes. Thanks for coming, guys. I have no material. I was going to wait until she went to bed, and then I was going to come on and talk a little bit, but I just looked at her and said, hey, you care if I go live? Because I don't necessarily want to stay up all night in order to do a live stream, but she's like, no, do the live stream. That's cool. And that's cool, Ray. That's cool. I'll check your channel out, bro. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll jump in for a minute. There's really nothing beyond what I was talking about the last 3 nights. I was talking a little bit about, this, that, and that, and this and that, but mainly having to do with the voter fraud, everything that's going on. If you've been watching the news, everything that's going on with Florida. It's weird. I feel really good about the position that we're in with this voter fraud case going on in Florida. It really does sound from the Q drops and from the way that the president is tweeting that they were expecting this and they set the trap They let them think that it was close enough. I think honestly now looking back, I think that's why they let. I think they knew that there was voter corruption going on in multiple places. So, despite that, they probably didn't let the voter fraud happen in the Senate because, like I said, President Trump was stomping like a Masaki everywhere in the US where a Senate House was available. And they won them, for the most part, they won them. We got 54, 55% majority. The House really doesn't matter. But when you get into a state like Florida, which is a lovely state, and people of Florida, I understand that this is not a reflection of you. You are beautiful. In fact, you get a lot of people from Michigan actually move down to Florida for the summer months. We are your snowbirds, and I know you hate our guts, but that's okay. I live in Michigan, and we get lots of people that come up here for the fudge. So it's an even trade off. Yeah, we call you fudgies. You come up here for the fudge, which I don't know why I like fudge, but I don't fucking love fudge. Some people love fudge. We got fudge factories all over the place, but to each his own, I guess. I think fudge is like, all right, it's okay. I'll take a piece. I'm not gonna open a store and eat fudge all the time. No, it tastes good, but hey, Joe Mama. Hey, Shawnee, I heard you come back in. I just want to let you know that our friend from Hawaii, Robert Nazawa, wanted to give you an aloha. Aloha back to you, Mr. Nazawa. Yeah, I already told her, bro. I already told her that you said we could stay with you if we ever went, got ourselves to Hawaii and it would be free and shit. I've already told her that, but okay, I made that part up, but he might have hinted at it. He said I could sleep in the doghouse. I hope the mic didn't pick that up. I'm not saying I'm in the doghouse a lot, but there is a buzzer in there for me to get back into the house when I'm too cold. So he did hear that. All right. Well, let's go. We're all right. We make an all right team. It's okay. And mahalo, Bill. Mahalo to you, my friend. We won't get cold there, babe. Robert Nazawa assures us we will not get cold in Hawaii. I think he's telling the truth. I'm guessing. I think it's true. So the voter fraud that's going on, I think, was a trap that was set. They've seen it really honestly since the elections in 2000, and especially where it was brought to highlight was out of the state of Florida with the Gore Bush election number one. I brought this up the other night, counting the Chads and all that stuff, but it's funny, enough time has gone by that, yeah, I hope so, Ray. I hope to get there one day. I do. I really, really do. There and Fiji as well. So that would probably make a full good, like stop along the way. I don't know where you go first. If you go to Hawaii and then go to Fiji, or if you go to Fiji and then go to Hawaii, but it makes sense, in travel that you would incorporate them together. I don't know. But I think what happened in the 2016 election with President Trump only makes sense that they saw everything that happened in that election. And what they did is specifically Broward County set itself up to be scrutinized for the 2018 midterm election, which we just went through. They set themselves up to at least be under scrutiny. And you know what? They delivered. They they absolutely delivered. They waited till the election was over. The election was called. There were concessions that were made. And out of the freaking blue, oh, look, we found all these cases of voting cards that we just, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Now, all the other counties in Florida have been counted, not Broward County and not, I think it was Palm Springs County, which is right next to it. Both completely, what are they? They are corrupt. Yeah, that's the word, corrupt. Totally corrupt. And they lost something within the jurisdiction of their county today. The judge ruled that they must have all the ballots available by 7 p.m. tonight. They failed. Now, for some reason, they're saying that it's tomorrow. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they got the extension. That's something I was talking to Shawnee about. She said, well, maybe they got an extension past 7 p.m. And so apparently the deadline is noon tomorrow. We'll find out what that's about. But no matter what the outcome of this is, there's collusion to rig an election, and it's rampant. And what I like about it is that the focus of at least Fox is firmly on the side of the election. So I don't think they're going to get away with it this time. The gal that was in charge, Brenda, what's her name? Stipple, something like that. The one that's in charge of running the ballots through her county of Broward County, which is, we went through that the other night. We're not going to do it again. Hey, John Barry, good to see you. But it really feels like it was a setup. In fact, I think it was such a red wave in the election that possibly Trump and the Trump team put the brakes on the red tsunami wave of voting that was going to go on for the Republicans. And I think it was done in the effort that the Democrats would regain the House and make it seem like a very, very close race. And they kind of baited Broward County into it. They kind of baited them out to say, oh my God, this is way closer than we thought it'd be. Let's get out there and do what we did in 2016. And it worked to a T. Except this time, they were monitored and they were busted. And that's why the spotlight is all over the voting collusion that's going on now, as opposed to 2016. The spotlight is firmly all over Florida and all over Arizona, where we have very similar things going on. It's part of the plan. It's part of the Great Awakening. It's part of phase 2. They knew it. In the Art of War, it says, do not ever stop your enemy. do not ever stop the enemy from making a mistake. How does that go? Do not ever stop your enemy when they are in the process of making a mistake. And this was textbook. Trump and his team, and that even Q, have stayed out of the way of themselves. When I am in sales and I do sales, and I've done sales in the past, I always said that my deal was to not get in the way of wrecking the sale. In other words, sometimes you overtalk and you can wreck a sale. Basically, you're stepping aside and letting it all happen. And if you overtalk it, sometimes you could lose a sale. Well, it's similar here with what we see in the election. Never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. And Q, Trump, the NSA, who are listening to this as I speak, have decided to stay out of the way of the Democrats and let them make their mistakes. They knew that this voter fraud, they knew everything that was going to happen was going to happen. And so they stayed out of the way. And yeah, CJ, go blue. And that's what's going on right now, is that without firing a shot from a rifle, without throwing a hand grenade, without initializing the militia, the Democrats are effectively again shooting both of their big toes off of their feet. And I'm okay with that. That's a way more sane way to win a war. Is just let the enemy implode. And that's what they're doing. I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it again and again and again. But what we are witnessing is history. And we have entered phase 2 of the Great Awakening. You're in phase 2, my friends. We're all in phase 2. And this, I can't even imagine how it must feel for the Trump team to sit back and just, because I believe, honestly, that the biggest hurdles that had to be taken, we are over. It doesn't mean that things won't get like dicey and maybe even crazier. It doesn't mean that, but the initial traps were all set up and set and have been triggered. And yes, they've had to make some adjustments along the way, like you do in warfare. But they put themselves in such a position that they've taken the bait on everything. And the plan is moving along nicely. We're going to see, I do believe, the execution of this plan move quite swiftly here. Whatever. I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but I would say any time between tomorrow and maybe the first week in January. If I just had to throw it out there and guess, there's a lot of there's a lot of new, I guess, laws that are going to go into play come January 1st that Trump signed into. Technically, the Democrats don't take control of the House until January of the new year. So even though they won the House, they have no power yet. We see that Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, has stepped down. So, and Whitaker, I don't know why everybody is so crazy about his last name. I've heard it like Whitaker, Whiteker, but it's like Whitaker. But I guess being in Michigan, we understand the last name Whitaker, Lou Whitaker, the best second baseman that was ever a Detroit Tiger. Yeah, he was. He was a lifer. So, but there's no issue with him. And he's specifically put in that position to be the muscle. He's the heavy. He's going to come in. He's going to blow this Robert Mueller investigation out of the water. He's going to let it continue. He's going to let them continue, but he's just not going to deal with any of the BS that we've been putting up with and listening to. The whole reason Jeff Sessions was the AG and recused himself from the Russian probe was because while that was all going on, I think it's 61,000 unsealed indictments were being created with IG Horowitz and with Huber. These are all being created, and shit's about to go down. I really do believe that. I do. So, anyway. There were some Q drops tonight. Nothing, I mean, I'm not going to say they weren't major. They were just, I think for the most part, they were reaffirming everything that I just kind of stated. They're letting the Patriots know that it's coming, you guys. It's coming. By the way, it's 1:39. It's November 10th. Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. United States Marine Corps birthday. We celebrate that here. Not crazy like, but myself, my brother-in-law, my stepfather-in-law, my wife's two cousins, Corey and Casey, all former Marines, lots of former Marines. So happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps right now. And then, of course, on the 11th will be Veterans Day. So tip of the cap salute to our veterans. Coincidentally, Q did say that 11/11 would be a day to remember. Yeah, I'll toast to that too, Robert Nozella. I will too, brother. And don't forget our veterans on the 11th. Seriously. Because if you honestly think about it, the ultimate sacrifice is, well, they're dead, you're alive. In large part because of them. And I'm not trying to be morbid, but honestly, these people died protecting your freedom. Now, listen, all the things that are being discovered and opened up, and we're finding out that we were lied to many, many years and parts in our life, that does not take away from the celebration of those that laid their life out wanting to defend this freedom and willing to put their life on the line. It doesn't take away from that. So I salute them as well. Night, Ray. Yeah, we do. Robert, we do. Yes. And we should never forget them, ever. Ever, ever, ever. If they were drawn into a false flag, if they were drawn in under false pretenses, that is not their fault. No, they put that because it hasn't always been that our military has been involved in something that is nefarious. Listen, when I was in the Marine Corps, if they'd have told me to charge a mountain and shoot my weapon and go after it, I would have. I would have, on the precipice that I hadn't been lied to my whole life. And I was doing it for your right to watch me do this now. I would have done it. And that's okay. That's, you know what? There's honor in that. There's honor in that. There's honor for everybody that has fallen and will fall in the future. Because I don't know anybody that's been signed up in the military that wasn't specifically ready to lay their life on the line for their country. I'm not saying they want to die. I'm saying they believe in the cause. They believe in what the United States represents. And yeah, we know now we've been lied to. Mega. But those days are about to be behind us. And I think that's incredibly encouraging. So with that, I don't have anything else to add to it. Um, I'll come back perhaps tomorrow night. I will add, uh, maybe break down the Q drops, but like I said, they for the most part have kind of reiterated what I was talking about. So short stream, relatively at 28 minutes. Great to see you all, and I will catch you very soon. So with that, Bill Miss Show out.